Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel, welcome back. So tonight we are back with round 2 of the Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup hosted by TANSO Racing. What are you pointing over there for? Get over here. We are live from Tokyo Expressway. We are from the, which track are we? South Inner Loop tonight. Tricky one, this one. Couple of awkward corners. We'll see how they get on. A lot of walls and concrete to hit. Unfortunately for you lot, no scores. Hatter, evening, Shabbat. How you doing, mate? Yes, unfortunately tonight, no points for you guys because somebody, oh, yeah, Chris Cutler forgot to do them, so we haven't got points for you lot tonight. But we have still got merch available, people. T-shirts and stickers. Hatter, yours should be on their way. You should get them soon enough, hopefully. Right, let's get ourselves in. Yeah, so no points. And because I found out too late, I wasn't able to go back and look at last week's stream myself and look at who sort of kind of got places. So I don't know who's where in the championship, but we'll see tonight. We've got a whole hour endurance for you guys tonight. We've got a 15-minute qualifier that's already kicked off. Let's just have a look who we've got in the room. We've got D-Dot, One Eye Lou, Number One Pops, we've got Jonesy, we've got Hatterlad, we've got Rob Scott, we've got Old Crawler, Trucks B, Ricky J, DDR-IT 43, Cutler, forgetter of points, and DDR Pajonski. So they're your drivers for this evening. Let's get ourselves on track. Put the usual nonsense on. Oh, not that one. Come on, you should know by now. So slightly strange track, this one. Is it this circuit? Yes, it is. The pit is actually nowhere near the start-finish line. So who's up front? Is it Hatter all the way out front? Yes, it is. So we'll get on board with Hatter. He's up front. So this hairpin here is where the pit entrance is. That gaping great hole there. Then come round that hairpin. There's pit exit. Oh, missing a gear there, maybe Hatter. And back up the hill towards the S's. Again, you can carry a lot of speed through these if you get them right. Difficult to go side by side through here with drivers. It is possible, but you're going to lose a lot of speed to it. So through the S's, last one to go. Kicks the tail out there, does Hatter. And back onto this start-finish straight. Little kink to the left. And then there is the start-finish line. So we'll finish the rest of the lap off with Hatter. Goes across the line. IT43 puts himself on pole though with a 2:21.0 for the time being. So through turn 1. Down the hill. Another little kink left up towards the shipping port or the shipping containers. Hard on the brakes in this one. Again, can carry a lot of speed through this, but you can get it horribly wrong as well. Got to watch the apexes. You can't cut too much of those, otherwise you do pick up a penalty. I'm not sure what they've got the penalty set at tonight. Got to stay out of the walls on the way out as well. A little straight up towards this right-hander. Fast as well, this one. Keeps it out of the wall on the exit as well, Hatter. Into the tunnel. Back down towards this hairpin we pretty much started the lap on. Again, you can go side by side through here. It is wide enough to do so. Keep a fair amount of pace. Obviously, you want the racing lines for the ultimate speed, but... And here we go, down into this hairpin again. There it is, Hatter, getting it all wrong. Oh, he's blagged it. He's pretending he's gone in the pits now, look. Pajonsky's got a little penalty. So it is IT43 still on pole for the time being. Hatter second, Pajonsky third. Old Crawler in fourth, Truxby fifth. A few penalties, look. Yeah, I think a few people getting that shipping container area wrong. One-Eyed Lou 7th, or Truxby just going 6th. One-Eyed Lou 7th, Rob Scott in 8th. Cutler 9th, number 1 Pops in 10th. Ricky J in 11th. DDR Jonesy in 12th. So it was a 15-minute qualifier. We've got just over 9 minutes left. IT43 now on a fresh set of super softs, just coming up towards the line as well. He's got a little bit of a toe off Hatter just in front of him. And it is now Pajonsky that pops himself onto pole position, but only for a second or two. D-Dot comes through and takes that off him. So it is now D-Dot on pole with a 2:18.9. Pajonsky did get himself a 2:19.4, but D-Dot swiped that out of his hands. Rob Scott also getting a faster lap there, 2:19.8. Chocolate Monster. One-Eye Lou as well, 2:20.8, slots himself into 4th on the grid. Pushes IT43 down. Trucks B is now 6:221.0. Cutler 7th, 2:21.0 as well. Old Crawler on a 2:21.3. Hatter on 2:22.0. Number 1 Pops, 2:22.4. Jonesy on a 2:22.5. And Ricky J in the pink Monster. He's on a 2:55 is his fastest at the moment. Still then, D-Dot. The man to beat. 2:18.9 on the board. Scalesables. How you doing, Paul? All right, mate? How's the missus and kids? So, no tyre wear in qualifying. And during the endurance, they do have to use all 3 compounds of tyres, a soft, a medium and a hard tyre. They're only allowed to use 1 set of each. So those 3 sets of tyres have got to last them a whole hour. So we'll see what kind of strategies people decide to play here tonight. I can imagine you'll see some medium hard setups as the majority for stint 1. 1 or 2 might opt for the soft tyre. Oh, better be careful. Yeah, 1 or 2 might offer the soft tyre, but we'll see. But the majority of drivers do seem to stick for the medium hard for the first stints and then save the softs till last, but we'll see what happens. Oof, Old Crawler coming through there, taking out a little bit of the wall by the looks of it. Cutler's now gone quicker. 2:19.0. He pops himself into second. He's not forgot his racing tonight, but he has forgotten the points. One Eye Lou slinging one up the inside. It is only qualifying One Eye Lou. Ricky J finally finding his feet with a 2:24.6. Hatter's also managed to claw his way back up. 2:19.7. Rob Scott fifth in that chocolate monster. 2:19.8. Sixth for Trucks B. 2:20. IT43 then at 2:20.1. Seventh, One Eye Lou now eighth, 2:20.8. Old Crawler ninth with a 2:21.3. Jonesy 10th, 2:22.1. We've got just under 5 minutes left of quali. Number one Pops is 11th. He's 2:22.4 on the board. And Ricky J just getting that 2:24. Oh, what are you doing? No lap times from him. Oof, Cutler closing that gap right up. Get a little glimpse of the bullet train there as well. Cutler 182 then, rocking the Chewitt Racing Mini livery. As close as we can get it. Oof, One Eye Lou. There's a barrier there, mate. Pajonski still out, trying to get back on top. Not happy, I can imagine, that D-Dot just swiped that pole position off him. He has now got Cutler to beat as well. Three minutes left of quali, just over. Laps looking about 2:19s, 2:18s as the fastest at the moment. 2:18.9 for D-Dot. Where is he? Here he is, getting a little toe off Trucks B as well. Unfortunately, DIVID, you can't join this one. It's a little bit harsh there, D-Dot. Leave. Just tell him. So 2.5 minutes left of quali. Nobody been able to take that top spot off of D-Dot just yet. He has gone a little bit quicker, actually. A 2:18.932. His previous was a 2:18.957. Found a tiny little bit more pace than D-Dot. Is again gaining little toes here and there from drivers in front. There he is getting a bit of a drag through there from Rob Scott. That'll help him down the start-finish straight. Not quicker on that lap. Still Cutler second then. Pajonski third at the minute. Hatterlad fourth. IT43 fifth. Just gone quicker. 2:19.3 for him. Rob Scott as well, just going quicker. Sixth position. 2:19.6. Trucks B seventh. 2:19.6 as well. Everyone just finding a little bit more time around this circuit. Old Crawler as well, just going quicker. 2:20.6. One Eye Lou Still on that 220.8. He has had a visit into 1 or 2 walls. And there we go. Jonesy 11th. He's got a 220.9 as well. And Ricky J 224.9. I'm sure that's what we saw as his previous fastest lap, a 224. D-Dot then still behind Rob Scott. Still gaining that toe then. Cutler, unfortunately, out on his own. No one to help him. Johnsky as well, out on his own, down into this hairpin. Keeps it out of the wall. Almost brushes a wing mirror through there. Oh, you lot. I'll tell you what. Why don't you tell me that there's no sound? Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Drac. Thanks, mate. Oh. Every flipping week, I either leave it up or I forget to put it down, or I forget to put it down, or I forget to bring it up. It's like, what's wrong with you? Unfortunately, I can hear it through my headphones, but I have to turn it down on the streaming software, otherwise it plays through the intros, and that's it then. Qualifying over. Unless anybody can go, there it is. IT43 saying, yeah, I'll have some of that. 2:18.6 for IT43. Slots himself onto the front row, front position. Pole spot for DDR IT43. 0.3 of a second quicker than D-Dot's time. Right at the end of qualifying there. Your G, Drac. Just looked over and the equalizer bar thing wasn't moving. It was like, huh? What's no? So IT43, sneaky beaky, coming through right at the end then. Sets the fastest time in qualifying, sticks himself on pole position, 2:18.632 then for him. Literally, I was looking at it, all right? I was looking at that, and then right next to that in the same streaming software is the comments from YouTube. And there you were, literally, as I just turned it up and said, oh, sound. I looked over and saw your comment, and it was like, yep. So even if I hadn't have turned it up, you were there. You got my back. I like that, Drac. Cheers, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, not the end of the race. That would have been a pain in the arse. Right, let's get this race underway. A 1-hour endurance coming up for you guys. Now you can hear it. Thank God for that. Ooh, a little bit of a false start there by D-Dot. He's had to pull over to get out of the way. Falling back as well. Let's see where he ends up. He's going to get swamped a little bit by the mid-pack. Is IT43 then out into turn 1, doesn't get swamped off the line, gets a good start. Cutler second, Pajonsky third, Hatter right on his tail for fourth. Yes, sorry, that was Pajonsky, so Hatter fourth, Truxby fifth. Put me on the super softs. Oh, that's why you've pulled over, is it? Rob Scott sixth. One-Eyed Lou 7th, Old Crawler in 8th. Whoa, we've got drivers going sideways into the hairpin. Hatterlad gets it a little bit wrong through there. I think Cutler as well. Tyres squealing through there. Trucks B and number 1 Pops. Oh, sorry, Old Crawler side by side. Hatterlad just having a little lick of the wall as well on the way out. But it is IT43. Racing mediums on 1.7 seconds lead already. Pajonsky on the hard tyre in second. Trucks B soft tyre, so starting to claw his way through the field. Only got a couple of drivers till he gets a clear track in front of him. Old Crawler as well on the softs. Number 1 Pops, super softs. May see 1 or 2 drivers coming in the pits here. Unfortunately, super softs are not allowed for the race. Cutler then 7th. He's on a set of hards. He's been harassed by Hatter, also on the hard tyre. Ooh, nearly coming together. Jonesy fires one up the inside, but unfortunately fires himself right between those drivers and ends up losing positions. J now coming up towards him. Rob Scott in the pits. He's got damage on board. I'm not sure where that happened. Pajonsky in the pits. Look at those hard tyres already. D-Dot in the pits. Damage. Oh, and it's got to get those tyres changed as well. It's all kicked off here in lap 1 then already in the Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup round 2. IT43 still on the medium, still got, look at these two behind, Truxby and Old Crawler, neck and neck on these soft tyres. Let's get ourselves a little bit of... Truxby around the outside. Ooh, Old Crawler just takes a little bit of the wall out, slows him down. Truxby gets into second then. Old Crawler third. There's One Eye Lou in 4th position, having a good race at the minute. Hattelad looking to make his way past him though, and has done it. And number 1 Pops chasing him as well. Let's get ourselves on board. Oh, that's what we want. Number 1 Pops firing himself up the inside as well of One Eye Lou. Into the shipping containers, goes a bit too fast into there though, number 1 Pops. Hatter gets through there cleanly. Where's he gone? Pops gets his way out, battling with One Eye Lou on the way out of there. Cutler just tagged on the back of these two as well, looking for a way through. Has he got up the inside of One Eye? I think he has, Cutler. Great driving side by side on the exit. Nobody taking any paint or walls out. It's Cutler and One Eye Lou side by side. Oh, it is One Eye Lou that squeezes his way through. Let's get ourselves back up front and see what's happening with IT43. So even on the medium tyre, still spanking it up the road, 3.6 seconds. Old Crawler and Truxby having a little bit of a battle, I think, here, possibly slowing the pair of them down. No, won't be happy. Crawler into second then. Truxby gone for the plainest Mini I've ever seen, but the brightest overall you've ever seen. Race suit. And number 1 Pops into 4th, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. Number 1 Pops on those super softs. Obviously, very fast tyre. They are going to wear out a bit quick. It's under pressure from Hattelad for that 4th position though. Cutler now also past One Eye Lou. Not completely past him. One Eye Lou doing everything he can to get back at him, but we have got Hattelad now making a move on One Eye Pops. Sorry, One Eye Pops. I'm getting them all wrong. Number 1 Pops getting it a little bit wrong into the final corner. So the Luton Town Mobile goes through into 4th position. Number 1 Pops 5th. Cutler then managed to gain a little bit of gap from One Eye Lou behind. Now on the back end of number 1 Pops himself. Jonesy through turn 1 in 8th, Pajonsky in 9th. So he's got rid of the medium tyre, sorry, the hard tyre after 1 lap. Decided to go for a medium soft for the rest of the race. Well, that's a brave move, Pajonsky, unless you've kind of ditched the hards to go back on the hards later on. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see whether that gets you told off or not. Rob Scott, 10th, also came in the pits, had damage, unfortunately. Ricky J, oof, into the wall he goes. No damage on the hard tyre in 11th. D-Dot then also having to come in the pits, get rid of those super softs, and picked up all sorts of damage. Oof, flinging it into turn 1. And IT43 is... frankly taking the mick. 4.1 seconds up the road on a set of medium tyres, being chased by Truxby and Old Crawler on both on soft tyres. Got Hattelad and number 1 Pops now closing the gap up on these two. On the hard tyre, sorry, number 1 Pops on the super softs, Hatter on the hards. Cutler as well, trying to get himself involved in that battle. Also on the hard tyre, stint 1. One Eye Lou has gone for the hards, stint 1 as well, 7th, keeping himself just in touching distance with Cutler, 1.5 seconds back. Jonesy sees his target, a bit of work to do to close up, 6.8 seconds to catch up with One Eye Lou. Johnsky. Pop's got damage. Did Pops get damage? Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got a little bit of front end. Ooh, side by side with Hatta, still battling it out for that fourth. Let's get ourselves. So it was D-Dot. Yeah, picked up a bit of damage and had to get rid of the super softs. Ooh, right. That gap come down a little bit. Trucks B has found a bit of free space from Old Crawler. Now starts to bring that time down between himself and IT43. Maybe left it a little bit late. What are we? 8 minutes in on a set of softs. He's probably got about that much left on them. He's got about 3.2 seconds to try and close up on IT43 at the minute. There he is, on Crawler just 1.4 seconds back. Hattalad 2.9 seconds back. Cutler now got himself into 5th, past number 1 Pops as well. Number 1 Pops carrying that little bit of damage, as spotted by Drac. Again, may get a bit of a naughty from admins for keeping those super softs on. I'm sure it's a genuine mistake from qualifying, but Lose, still holding 7th, losing a bit of time to that fight in front now, 2.7 seconds back. Jonesy lost a bit of time as well, 7.7 back from One Eye. Jonesky, penalty, 9th position, almost 10 seconds back from Jonesy. Again, it's a long race, so anything can happen. Again, Jonesky got rid of the hards early on, so we'll see what happens later on. I'm not sure if he started on the wrong tyre and just decided to come in for a set of mediums in lap 1. Rob Scott then also picked up damage, so he's now 10th, 5 seconds back from Pujonski himself. Number 1 Pops now coming in the pits. J 11th, 17 seconds back from Rob Scott, and D-Dot just 7.7 seconds back himself. Again, picked up damage and dropped the super softs off because he was a naughty boy. That gap then coming down between IT43. Now he's out of the fight he was in with Old Crawler. He's been able to concentrate, maybe not through that corner, but he's been able to concentrate a little bit on the back end of IT43 than his side mirrors and his side windows full of Old Crawler. Oh, let me drink the coffee. Just in time. Through that shipping container area then. Again, those little corners on the apexes, you can see you can easily fit a Mini through there, but if you do so, that's where you're picking up penalties, I can imagine. Hattalad 4th, trying to close up on Old Crawler, 3.4 seconds back. Still got a mirror full of Cutler, just 1.3 back. One Eye Lou 6th, due to number 1 Pops chucking himself in the pits. Jonesy then 7th as well, due to the same reason. Pujonski 8th, Rob Scott 9th. Number 1 Pops back out the pits on the hard tyre this time, 10th position for him. Ricky J 11th still, and D-Dot bringing that gap down. There is Ricky J just exiting the shipping container area. D-Dot coming through the same complex, 3.6, that was about 7 seconds last time we checked. IT43's have found a bit more time then, another half a second. Tiny mistake maybe by Trucks B. Old Crawler looks a lot quicker, a lot closer, and IT43 looks a little further away, so possible mistake there by Trucks B, just cost him a tiny bit of time. Softer tyres starting to show a bit of wear, flings that back end, slides that little Mini Cooper into the final turn. sure that's pretty much the only way to get it through there. Jonesy then up into 6th. Has One Eye Lou come in the pits? I think he has. Paczynski 7th on those mediums. Rob Scott 8th on the mediums. Number 1 Pops 9th on the hard tyres now. There's One Eye Lou back out on a fresh set of medium tyres. Ricky J 11th, now 9.3 seconds back, and there is D-Dot just 2 seconds back from him. So we've got the hard and the soft tyre left to play with, IT43. To keep that gap. He's lost a tiny bit of time, but he's still got 2.3 seconds over Truxby. We've still got a little bit of a mirror full of Old Crawler as well to contend with, just 1.1 seconds back. Old Crawler. There's Hatterlad and Cutler in the distance. A bit of time gained between those two as well. Then 6th, Demon Tweaks Mobile. Paczynski 7th, coming in on lap 1, still holding that penalty, Paczynski. Scott as well in 8th position, in the pits early. Damage and damage. Didn't have to change tyres. Number 1 Pops 9th. That fresh set of hards. One Eye Lou in 10th, again just come in the pits, fresh set of mediums on board for him. D-Dot now past Ricky J into 11th position, Ricky J now 1.8 seconds back in 12th. Still finding tiny little bits of time here at IT43. Medium tyres showing a bit of wear, but not as much as the softs. Very similar between Truxby and Old Crawler. Definitely more life left in the mediums for the minute. 15 minutes in, so I would expect to see the majority of soft tyre drivers thinking about getting rid of them anytime soon. And Cutler still neck and neck pretty much, 1.3 seconds between them, and has been for a couple of laps now. Jonesy 6th, Paczynski closing up on him, 2.1 seconds down. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's get ourselves on with a little bit of that on the hunt for Jonesy in that 6th position. We got behind us Rob Scott in the Chocolate Monster in 8th. Formidable figure in that purple Mini. Paczynski runs a little bit wide on the exit, 1.4 seconds down from Jonesy. He's bringing that time down. Rob Scott just 3.4 down himself. Truxby comes out of 3rd position, sorry, 2nd position, and into the pits. Old Crawler stays out, Hatter stays out, Cutler stays out. Will be these two drivers through the pit exit or entrance first. Jonesy goes a little bit deep. Paczynski closes right up on him as they come side by side with Truxby on the way out. He comes out in 7th position in between Paczynski and Rob Scott. Drop back to him in a second, see what tyres he's got on. We'll stay on board with Paczynski on the hunt for Jonesy through the S's. Again, tricky through here. nowhere for Pajonski to go. He's just had to back off. Jones, he's trying to give him room. Oh, into the wall a little bit, but Pajonski does get through. Into 5th for him then. Pajonski, sorry, Jonesy now 6th. Truxby 7th. Oh yeah, just as they cross the line, it all goes a little bit haywire. I forget every time. I thought there was overtakes happening, but they weren't. Jonesy back on the rear end of DDR. Pajonski looking for a way through on the outside. He can't make it. He's got Truxby coming through on the inside. What tyres was Truxby out on? That's not Truxby. Look, it won't let me see. Oh, he's out on the mediums this time then, so he's gone from the soft to the mediums. Got the hard tyre left. Wow, Driftertronic into there. Into the wall he goes as well. Allows Pajonski and Jonesy to come back at him. Manages to get through past Jonesy. This has all allowed Rob Scott to close the gap right up on this fight now. So he's at the back end of this little group of 4. Let's get ourselves on board with a little bit of Scott of the Robs. This little battle's allowed Pajonski to escape a tiny bit. Jonesy and Truxby battling it out under the tunnel section. Nowhere for Rob Scott to go at the minute. Could get 3 cars through there, but it's not going to be pretty. Ooh, almost up the inside of Jonesy on the way out. Anyone going to make a move into the hairpin? Jonesy slings up the inside, but Truxby covers it off. There's contact between the two, and that just allows Rob Scott to slot through and take that 6th position. Thank you very much. Tiny bit hot into there, taking each other out. Pajonski then now 1.2 seconds in front of Rob Scott. Tyre you on a semi-worn set of mediums. Pajonski on the hards, I think, are you? No, Pajonski also on the mediums. Gap at 1.4, nice and smooth through there for Rob Scott. Bringing it down in thousandths of a second. To 1.1 in the slipstream range if he keeps this up. Just stick with Rob Scott as he hunts down Pajonski in front. Gap down to a second. Oh, there we go. Wasn't even looking behind. Truxby thinking, right, I had a bit of slipstream as well. I'll have some of that. I'll have that 6th position back. Thank you very much. Guess the apex is just about right. Truxby doesn't go too deep. Holds on to that 6th position then. Brings himself in between these two, Rob Scott and Pajonski. Might just help Rob Scott out a little bit. Use the toe of Truxby to slingshot his way past Pajonski himself. Let's get back up front for a second. Truxby, I think, is going to make short work of Pajonski in a second or two. He's on a fresh set of tyres. So, IT43 then still out on that first set of medium tyres. 12 seconds ahead of Hatter now. Hatter on the hard tyres. Cutler on the hard tyres. A gap developed between these two drivers now. Almost 4 seconds. Old Crawler in the pits, so losing that second down to 4th. See where he comes out once he's filled up with fuel as well. Truxby then now leading this little trio. And there is Rob Scott close right up onto the back of Pajonski, just 3/4 of a second. They'll all be getting a toe off of Truxby in front. Through those S's. Sideways on the way out. Still pretty close, just a second between these three. Pajonsky maybe go for a move past Trucks B again into turn 1, are we? No, backs off. Quick through there for Rob Scott as well. Let's get ourselves... quick running order. 37.5 minutes left of this race. It is IT43 leading the way with 13 seconds over Hattelad. Cutler third, pulled a couple of tenths back over Hatter. Trucks B back out in fourth then on those medium tyres, and got the hards left for the final stint. 15 seconds behind the top three. Got Pajonsky and Rob Scott battling out behind. There you go. Rob Scott picking himself up a little penalty. Again, I can imagine just through that shipping container area. We have another slurp of coffee before it is really cold. Undrinkable. There we go. Here we go then. Rob Scott now making a move on Pajonsky. Having a look up the inside in the S's. Backs off though. Again, can go too wide through there, but you're just going to lose so much time. Through this final corner then, can he keep himself in that slipstream? Trucks B now. Escaped a little bit up the road. Not quite out of Pajonsky's reach yet. That gap now coming down again, still in slipstream range. There is Rob Scott trying to close that gap back up before turn 1. Ouch. Yes, very unforgiving circuit this one. No runoff apart from at that shipping container area, really. You know, if you go deep, there's a bit of room to sort of catch you, but don't go too deep because there's more barriers. And look, here it is. There you go. Don't go too deep. Look, you'll smash into all that. Rob Scott and Pajonsky neck and neck through there. Trucks B still leading this little fight. Old Crawler now 8.5 seconds down in 7th. Number 1 Pops another 9 seconds down in 8th. 9th for Jonesy. Fresh set of mediums on board for him. Ricky J into 10th, still on those hard tyres. Oh, he's picked up damage though, unfortunately. 43 race leader comes in the pits. D-Dot's then having a go at One Eye Lou. Both drivers have been in the pits for their first stint. D-Dot unfortunately had to come in previously to that because he left the super softs on as well. Race leader and 3rd position then in the pits. Oh, sorry, 4th position. That does put Hattelad out front on the hards. 17.8 seconds he's got over Trucks B in 2nd. He's still got Pajonsky and Rob Scott. Rob Scott now got in front of Pajonsky. That was kind of coming. Very similar on pace, these two. And I think it's just down to a slightly bit more wear on Pajonsky's tyres than Rob Scott's. See Pajonsky have a go back here. He's close enough. losing back. Oh, not quite. In fact, pulled a gap actually. Trucks B 1.8 seconds. There's IT43 now on the hard tyre for stint 2. Again, these drivers in front yet to stop, so we'll see where IT43 had a bit of a lead over Trucks B anyway when he came in. But it is Hattelad then on the worn hards, 16.7 seconds ahead of Trucks B. Trucks B actually holding fastest lap of the race so far, 2:21.1. I can imagine we'll see that get smoshed at the end when everyone else gets a set of softs on. Start losing the weight in the fuel. Hattelad comes in this lap then. Are we going to see a medium or are we going to see a soft tyre from him? Let's see Trucks B just coming down to this hairpin. Again, not stopped on the mediums yet, Trucks. No. Rob Scott into second. IT43 there, made his way past Pajonski. Fresh set of hards on for IT43. So now he's only got 3.3 seconds to catch up with Trucks B, who is now leading due to Hatter coming in the pits. IT43 has led this race for the first stint. Oops. So Pajonski's still got to come in the pits. Old Crawler has have you been in? Yes, lap 9. Old Crawler came in. Cutler has been in. He's now on a set of soft tyres. And there you go. There goes that fastest lap already. Cutler on a fresh set of soft tyres now puts in a 2:19.8 for fastest. So Cutler now got the hard tyre for, sorry, the medium tyre left for the final stint. For the time being, Trucks B leading. Oh, he's got a little bit of damage as well on the front end. 1.7 second lead over Rob Scott. He's got 1.6 seconds himself over, sorry, 1.4 seconds over IT43. They are first, second, third and fourth. Oh, fifth, sixth as well. Still pretty close on track, to be honest. Gaps coming down then, 1.2 between Rob Scott and Trucks B, now 1.3 between IT43 and Rob Scott. Again, both drivers in front haven't stopped. When are we going to see these drivers come in? Trucks B, did you come in on lap 7, Trucks B? Did I not, was I not paying attention to that? 2:52 looks like it. Take these mediums for a fair old stint. He's still under pressure from these drivers behind. Those times still coming down. This will probably be working in IT43's favour, so he's getting a bit of a toe down these longer straights as well. He's not on the fastest tyre out of these three drivers, so although these drivers have got the worn mediums on, they're still able to carry a little bit more speed, if driven correctly, than the hard tyres. But if you can stick with them and keep that, there we go, fight for the lead kicking off. Then Rob Scott now gets past on the way into the shipping containers. Trucks B not able to sling one back up the inside and defend that. So Rob Scott on the worn mediums then. Yeah, not pipped yet, Rob Scott on those mediums. Still looking not too bad, to be honest. Trucks B second, but for how long? IT43 is all over him. Side by side through the tunnels. Is it going to work? Still side by side on the way through here. Trucks B still getting a teeny bit of a toe off Rob Scott, which will benefit, but now it is the IT43 that gains that toe for a teeny second. Still side by side as they run down to the hairpin. Oh, Trucks B. I think Rob Scott's coming in the pits this lap. Yes, he is. Trucks B, though, holds on to that one. IT43 literally pushing him around this circuit at the moment. Clunk. Gets out of the way. Again, thought about it up the inside into these S's. Just got to be careful you don't throw it all away. Nothing IT43 can do through there. Now stamps the power. Swings over to the left hand side. Now gets up the inside of Trucks B. Can he carry the speed though? Got himself past. Has he gone too hot into turn one? Trucks B looking to come back. And he does. So loses the speed on the way out through there, does IT43. Trucks B then carrying the speed through, getting the line a little bit better. IT43 having a go back, gets back in that slipstream, slots himself up the right hand side now into the shipping containers. Gets on the outside of this fight then. DDR IT43 goes back into the lead. Trucks B almost takes the rear bumper off of IT43, has to take avoiding action, ruins his line a little bit and brings a Cutler into focus in his rearview mirror. Cutler on the soft tyre as well. He'll be on an absolute stomp through this second stint. He's already holding fastest lap of the race. It was being held by Trucks B until Cutler got a set of softs on. And that was literally, look, straight after his pit lap, 2:19.8. Softs were quickest, freshest. Gets himself past Trucks B now, who's also into the. Oh, he's picked up a penalty. I did think he cut that corner through the shipping containers a little bit tight on the hunt for that first position back off IT43. Should see, there goes Trucks B into the pits this lap, so we should see Cutler make his way past IT43, being as he's on the softer tyre, the faster tyre. Both pretty fresh as well. When did Cutler come in? Lap 11. IT43 came in lap 11 as well. Absolutely slings it through that final turn. Again, Cutler closing right up. What are we? 0.4 of a second. Little indicate from IT43 saying if you want to pass, I'm going to pull over this side. You can go through if you want. Side by side on the way through there, but Cutler relenting and allowing IT43 to keep the top spot for now. Now is Cutler just holding on and going to try and get a slingshot past him into these shipping containers. Closing up on the way in. Side by side on the way through there, but Cutler's got the inside line. There we goes on that soft tyre through, takes that top spot off of IT43 for the time being anyway. But second stint, they're on a different compound of tyre, and when it comes to the third stint, IT43 will be on the faster tyre. It will give Cutler the mediums left to play with. IT43 will have the soft tyre. He pretty much smashed it in the mediums, so if he's got a set of softs on, it'll be interesting to see what he can do on those. You have got 22 minutes left on the clock. That's an absolute push. You could risk a set of softs for 22 laps, possibly. They might smash themselves to bits a little bit. No, 22 laps. I'm talking about 22 minutes. No, maybe that's a little bit long. Okay, maybe 17 minutes you could squeeze out of a set of softs if you were really pushing it. We'll see what Cutler can do before he has to pit and stick the mediums on. IT43 again might just lose a bit of time to Cutler here. Due to that slower tyre, he will do everything he can to keep up with him, I'm absolutely sure of it. Keeping just within slipstream range as well, 0.6 of a second through that final turn. Will get dragged down this start-finish straight as well. This is what he needs to do now. Again, just hang on to the back end of Cutler as close as he can and get to that final stint, get that faster tyre on, try and make it work. But you might just see Cutler stretch his legs out here. Again, he's just pulled a little bit of time over IT43 on that faster tyre. It's up to a second. It'll all change come the end of the race, I'm sure. Hatter then into third position now on the medium tyre. 6.8 seconds back from the battle for first. Old Crawler fourth. Good position for him at the minute. Hard tyre on board for the moment. 4.2 back from Hatter. Got plenty of gap behind him. 12.6 back to Pajonski. Pajonski's still got Rob Scott harassing him a little bit. Trucks B. Fresh set of tyres, but he's decided to hold on to that damage. A set of hards on for stint 2 then. Oh, sorry, stint 3. This is your last stint in the trucks. D-Dot's up into 8th position. I think he has got another stop to make as well, so that will probably put him down a position or 3 maybe. Number 1 Pops in 9th at the minute, again carrying a little bit of damage on board. Number 1 Pops 2.4 back from D-Dot. Jonesy 10th, semi-worn set of mediums he's got. I think he might have the softs left to play with as well, Jonesy, is that right? I don't know. One Eye Lou 11th. The hard tyre being harassed at the minute by Ricky J in the pink mobile. A little bit of damage on board for Ricky J as they head up towards this shipping container area. Not quite close enough, I don't think. Ricky J backs off on the way in, gets back onto the racing line as best he can. One Eye Lou goes deep. Ricky J has a look up the inside. They're going to be side by side on the exit. I think One Eye Lou's just going to hold out. He does, holds on to that 11th. It was a good look by Ricky J. Almost had him, just needed to keep that power on, but I think that would have just pushed One Eye Lou a little bit wide. A teeny bit naughty maybe. But now gets another run down through the... Oh, that's the wrong driver for starters, but we'll stay on board with One Eye Lou and keep an eye on Ricky J, chasing him down through the S's and on the way down to this hairpin. Might see Ricky J make a lunge. Here we go then, there's the hairpin coming up, maybe a little bit too far back, Ricky J. Oh, but again, One Eye Lou goes deep, and it has allowed Ricky J to go through and take that 11th. But One Eye Lou Still within slipstream range. Might be able to drag this position back. I'll come back and check on these two in a minute, but it is Cutler leading the race at the minute on those soft tyres. Pulled 2.4 seconds over previous race leader IT43. Again, different tyre strategies on fast versus slow tyre, and it will become fast tyre versus medium tyre, slowish, fastish tyre, mediums. Cutler stays out, IT43 stays out. 17 minutes left on the race time. Hattelad third, 7 seconds down. Crawler holding on to this fourth position at 5.1 seconds down himself. I think Crawler got another stop to make as well. Pajonsky and Rob Scott back together. Just a second between these two. Soft tyres on board for both. Slightly more wear on Pajonsky's though. D-Dot then 7th. I think he's got to drop his final set of tyres on yet though. Pops in 8th. Again, that little bit of damage must be costing him a tiny bit of time. Trucks B 9th. 2.4 seconds back from number 1 Pops. Jonesy another 4.8 back in 10th. Ricky J. One-Eye Lou catching the wall on the way out of there, but Ricky J holding on to this 11th for the time being. One-Eye Lou still hunting him down. Number 1 Pops in the pits this lap. IT43 has found a bit of time on Cutler. Those softs are starting to hurt for Cutler. There you go. Not able to catch the apexes by any means. IT43, even though he's on the slower tyre with a tiny bit of wear on, still gripping. Gap down to 2.1 then. Again, both drivers have got to put final set of tyres on. Interesting to see who decides to make the call first. Hatter losing a bit of time to these drivers in front. His mediums looking worse for wear as well. He'll be thinking of getting rid of those. They're going to try and run to fuel though, some of these drivers. They've got plenty on. Crawler then 4th, Pajonsky, and I'm going to call him John Scott because they may as well have been. They've been together all race. 8 seconds back for John Scott. Rob Jonsky. There you go. If you weren't happy with right, the other one. IT43 then drops himself in the pits this lap. He's got the soft tyre left to play with. 14.5 minutes left to go as well. Old Crawler comes in, Hattelad comes in, all chucking on these final sets of tyres. Cutler stays out. He's pulling a great big lead at the minute, but he'll lose all that when he comes in the pits. Again, he's on these soft tyres, which can't be doing him any good. He was losing time to IT43, who was on a set of hard tyres. He has got the mediums left to play with, and they are Cutler can make them work, that's for sure. Here's Rob Jonsky. For John Scott. Swap the other way around. Yeah, it's got to be Rob Jonsky then when you're up front. For John Scott when Pajonsky's in front. Which could be any minute. Still at it. Let's get a little bit of on board with Pajonsky. Looks like he lost a bit of time. Maybe caught the wall on the way through there. Maybe his tyre's just giving out. Closes up on Rob Scott in front though. Is it enough? Not into the shipping containers for the minute anyway. Nice tight line through there though. Power back on as early as possible. Try and get the jump on Rob Scott in front, but he knows the game as well. The gap stays the same, 0.3 of a second. All three of these drivers have got to stick their final set of tyres on. That should allow IT43 back to the front of this race, but we'll see, we'll see. It depends how much time people have gained or lost over laps. But it is Rob Jonski at the minute in second and third. You might meet John Scott in a minute as they come down to the hairpin. It's my new favourite game. DDR Rob Jonski 12. Holding it out wide for as long as possible then for Jonski, trying to get a better run on the exits. Again, I think the tyres just costing him. Right, race leader comes back out the pits on his final set of tyres. Oh, let me find a different camera angle for you. There he comes out on the set of mediums for his final stint. 11 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. IT43 then out on that soft set of tyres, just 2.3 back from Cutler. Should close the gap up. Two drivers in front, Rob Jonski. They have both got to stick their final set of tyres on. Absolutely neck and neck, these pair. Cutler then trying to get used to those mediums after a set of softs. Come out a tiny bit there, 2.4 back for IT43. There is Cutler just disappearing through the little kink. Hattelad has closed the gap. He's had those tyres on only a lap. Smashed them. He has brought the IT43, that's not going to help your bid for glory here. Hattelad was 7 seconds back, he's now 4 seconds back and closing. Keep your eye on Hatter, 10 minutes left on this race. There is IT43 just in front, but it is still Rob Scott leading. Oh, he's pulled a second over brother in arms Pajonski. Worn out tyres, very worn out tyres for Pajonski. Rob Scott still looking pretty good though. Cutler third. IT43 still 2.4 seconds back, not able to close the gap up on Cutler, even on the softer tyre. Hattelad bringing that gap down again, another couple of tenths. Old Crawler 6, 8.4 seconds down. Still a decent position for Old Crawler. Was holding fourth for a long time. Trucks B 7th. Got his soft tyres on, 14 seconds down from Old Crawler. D-Dot 23, nearly 24 seconds down from Trucks B. It's going to be a tall order for D-Dot to make anything more of this race. 9 minutes remaining. Number one pops in 9th, 22.4 seconds back. Jonesy just 6.8 behind him in 10th. One Eye Lou in 11th, and Ricky J in 12th. So Rob Scott leads. Pajonski second. This is where the battle is, I think. IT43 and Cutler. Finds a bit of time then, IT43. Yeah, let's not count out Hatter, he's still just 4 seconds back. Takes another couple of tenths out of Cutler's time then. Race time is ticking down though, down to 8 minutes on the clock. These laps being as long as they are, 2 minutes 23, that only gives them 3, maybe 4 laps. Hatterlad not able to close up on these two yet. Cutler is having that gap closed down, 1.6 seconds between himself and the man we're on board with, IT43. They are race leaders, Rob Scott and Pajonski going through the hairpin. Oh, IT43 goes far too hot into the hairpin. All that hard work thrown in the bin for him. Now back up to 1.9 seconds, brings Hatter a little bit closer. It's under threat from Ricky J here, who's in last place. Lap himself. Come on, chop chop, he's saying, in my way. He might be a lap in front, but come on. Sorry, Ricky. Catch Ricky J. Getting it a little bit squirrely through the S's and fires it into the wall. I'm sure he's picked up a big chunk of damage for that. Oh yeah, lots of damage. That's a trip to the pits for Ricky J, unfortunately. Is it still Rob Scott out front? So did you two just ditch your set of hards after one lap and do the rest of the race on these mediums and softs? It's looking that way. Pajonski's tyres are absolutely beaten up though. Softs might not last him another 5.5 minutes. He is being closed up by Cutler, just 1.4 seconds back. IT43 has closed that time down as well, 1.2 seconds down. Unfortunately, 3.9 back again. They are not too far apart. Rob Scott, though, is starting to peel away now. 3.6 seconds up front. Just over 5 minutes left of this race. Pajonski's under pressure here from a Cutler. There's IT43 looking for a way past as well. Rob Scott. Cutler goes into the hairpin. Does he go deep? Yes, he does. Pajonski swings one back up the inside. Who's going to carry the speed out? Looking like Cutler, but that does bring IT43 a lot closer to this fight. Rob Scott now 4.1 seconds in front of this battle. Cutler just clips the wall through there. Pajonski's tyres are giving out on him. IT43 closing up on the pair of them. You can see how much drift that Pajonski's car's got. Oh, into the wall he goes. IT43 just finds the hole, slots his way through. Doesn't take any of the wall out. Now just 0.8 of a second back from Cutler. He's in the tow range. 4 minutes remaining. Into the wall again for Cutler. That's going to slow him down. Here comes IT43 then. Rob Scott now 3.8 seconds in front. His tyre's going to last until the end of the race. Here comes IT43. Cutler tries to close the door. Maybe a little bit late there. It goes deep again though. IT43 tries to get one up the inside. Cutler keeps the power down. You can hear those mediums squealing on the way through there. IT43, no gap for him. But he's still right on Cutler's tail through here. This battle just costing them a bit of time between themselves and Rob Scott in front. Again, IT43 starts to close up a little bit, 1/4 of a second between them. tenth of a second. Maybe hold on to it, IT43. Wait till the hairpin. Might have cost you your chance there. Who gets the better run through the hairpin? IT43 goes to go up the inside. All over the rear bumper of Cutler as they run up the hill. Can he make the move? No, backs off on the way into the S's. Rob Scott still 3.9 seconds out front. He looks comfortable to win it. Only 2 minutes left on the clock. This is going to become final lap then when they cross the line. There is Rob Scott, race leader, just about to cross the line now. Here comes IT43 having another look around the outside this time. Cutler's going to make him really work for this on this last lap. Oh, he loses speed and into the wall he goes. Easy for IT43. Through he goes. Cutler now losing a lot of time to him. So losing time to Bajonski on this final lap as well. Can he hold on to this third position? But it is all about this man, Rob Scott, at the minute. Worn set of soft tyres. IT43 trying his hardest to close that gap down. 3.1 seconds between them. Just a minute left on the clock. They've got about 3/5 of the circuit left to race. Time is coming down. Scott's got to be careful. His tyres are pretty worn out, and a slight mistake could just allow IT43 still chopping chunks. 2/10 out of Rob Scott's time. Yeah, slight mistake for Rob Scott could cost him the race win here. Heading back down towards this hairpin. Gap at 2.9 seconds. Don't get this one wrong, Rob Scott. Just the S's to go, really. Nice and tidy through there. Gap comes down. Doesn't, goes back up. It came down, but then it went back up. I think IT43 closed the gap on the way in, but got it a bit wrong on the way through. So gap still at 2.8. It is a final lap. It is going to be Rob Scott that crosses the line first, I think. And I think we might have one driver that's just crossed the line, but we'll see. 2.4 seconds. IT43. Oh, you may have needed one more lap, maybe. And here comes Rob Scott, the chocolate monster. 2.5 second lead in the end. Takes the win. IT43. Good effort. Second position. Cutler takes third. Came from a long way back, Cutler, as did Hatterlad. Fourth position. Bajonski takes fifth on his absolutely beaten set of softs. Old Crawler is going to come home in sixth. Dynamo for Old Crawler. Trucks B struggling on a worn out set of softs. He's going to take seventh. Nino just coming through the S's for this last time as well. Going to take eighth. Nobody runs out of fuel now. This should be how they finish. Number one pops ninth. We have got a driver. Oh, it was One Eye Lou that crossed the line just as it dropped to final lap. Who's the driver? Who's the driver in front? Who's that? That's Ricky J coming to cross the line. He's going to be the next man to take a position. 12th for him then. A bit of a punch up with One Eye Lou for most of the night, I think. So it is number one pop's going to come home for ninth. And Jonesy going to take the final position here of not last, but you know, the final spot. 10th position for Jonesy. Oh, maybe 10th. Don't fire it into the wall. Hated every lap of that Hatter. Why? Practice start at the end of the race. Trying to leave a trail of 11s across the line. Didn't work though, unfortunately. There is Jonesy across the line. Gets a little bit of glory time on the final lap. There it is. Round 2 done and dusted. Great big long endurance. Still not a lot of time in it by the time they actually cross the line. Very close. Oh, sugar. Don't know what I've done there. Anything? Oh no. There we go. There we go. Drop the pad. Yeah, there you go. Round 2 done and dusted. Again, pretty close by the time they actually cross the line. The top 4 or 5, really, not far apart at all. So again, good racing. So we're back next week, same time, same place, 8:30. Back with the 3 sprint format, so 3 15-minute races. Again, 1 compound of each type per race. So, you know, race 1 mediums, race 2 hards, race 3 softs, whichever order you decide. But there is success ballast to carry over in the different races as well. So if you win race 1, you have to carry over a little bit, well, first, second or third, you have to carry that weight over into race 2. And if you come first, second or third in race 2, you carry a little bit of extra weight over into race 3. That's how the sprint race format works. So that's next week, same time, same place, Monday at 8:30. I am back on Wednesday night at 8:30 for the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. That's the truck racing sponsors. They're maniacs. If you ever get the chance, get yourself along to one of the race tracks where they're racing and go and watch those crazy fools. Boys, no problem in the chat. Cutler, no problem. Rob Scott, no problem. Yes, so Wednesday, 8:30 for the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. And another endurance. It's oh, there we go, getting booted. So yes, endurance races. That's all we can run on PS5 at the minute because it's just too much hassle to swap and change races, because it means reinstalling your tunes at the minute, which we don't want to, you know, don't want to waste your time and our own time having to install a tune every race. So that being as that's on PS5, it is all endurance races in the GR3s, and then I'm back on Thursday night at 7:45 for the DMJ Vroom Room MDCC, or Manufacturers Dual Class Championship. Back with the, what are we in this week? GR3s this week. So same time, same place next week. Wednesday at 8:30. Monday at 8:30 as well for this. Wednesday at 8:30 for the Team Oliver Racing, and Thursday at 7:45 for the MDCC DMJ Vroom Room setup. That's going to be about it from me. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, or subscribe. And subscribe, or subscribe, it's up to you. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.